I'm officially done with collecting. The scalpers have really just ruined everything. I literally can't find Pokemon cards anywhere. The shelves are empty. You can't buy anything online. That's it. I'm done. Why can't Pokemon just print more cards? Honestly, this hobby's just gotten way too expensive. I just can't afford it anymore. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Literally, in the last few months, people have been warning us that the Pokemon market is in trouble. You've probably been hearing about it. You've probably seen videos about it. Pokemon collecting in 2025 is in trouble. There's no doubt about it. I've been seeing a lot of people post videos about this, so I wanted to kind of share my opinion about what's going on, and I hope you guys can chime in the comments and let me know what you guys think. But I think that there's three main factors that are really crushing the Pokemon market, and two of them are negative things, and one of them is actually a positive thing. So we're going to talk about those three things. First, we're going to talk about the negative things, and then we'll end on the positive. So what is going on right now in the Pokemon market? It feels very 2021. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, this feels different. To me, it feels almost exactly the same. I'm not a distributor, I'm not a store, so I don't really know that part of it. But as a collector, this feels very, very similar to 2021. Let me show you what 2021 was like so you can get an idea of what we're facing now. So in this video, my son and I are going to GameStop to pick up our pre-order. So let's take a look.
Today, we hit up GameStop with one of my favorite Pokebros. We needed to check the status of my Shining Fates pre-orders. There was a line, but we just browsed around for a bit. They actually have a lot of cool Pokemon stuff. We found out my Shining Fates pre-order was delayed.
Wait, my Shining Fates pre-order was delayed. This is in February 17th of 2021. We went to get our pre-order and they literally said, we do not have your Elite Trainer boxes. It actually took over a month for me to get my pre-order. Right now, we're having a very similar issue with pre-orders getting canceled. People just really upset with not being able to find products. So the three issues here. So the first one we're going to talk about is, why are there no Pokemon cards? Where are the Pokemon cards? What is the Pokemon Company doing right now? And the Pokemon Company simply is not printing as much of these last few sets, probably starting with what, like Twilight Masquerade? I don't know. It's been a few sets now where it just seems like there isn't enough there, or there was a problem with the ETBs. There's just like things that we can't control. We don't know what the reasons are for a lot of these things. There literally is a lack of product on the shelves. If you even go to the Pokemon Center website, the only Elite Trainer boxes you can get are Shrouded Fable and Astral Radiance. Those are the only two. Everything else is completely sold out. So really, there just isn't enough cards right now. People really want these things, and there just isn't enough. The shelves are empty. The Pokemon Center just doesn't have as much to buy, and that's a problem. That's something that you cannot fix. You really can't control. The Pokemon Company will print as many cards as they want, whenever they want. So they could just decide to reprint like crazy. It's going to take time for that to fix everything, as we saw before. Let's just look at some numbers here. PokeBeach has all these cool like figures and things. Love that these guys put this stuff together. Last year, there was 11.9 billion Pokemon cards were produced in the last year. That was from March 2023 to March 2024. What about from March till now? I feel like that number went down. But they said in the last 4 years, they've kind of beat their own printing record year after year since 2020, I think 2021. There was billions of cards printed between those time periods, but something happened in the past 8 months or so where that kind of changed, and we don't really know the reasons for that. And like I said, that's a negative thing. That is removing your ability to buy cards, to enjoy collecting, whatever. That is a big problem that we have no control over. The Pokemon Company is going to print what they want to print, when they want to print it. They can reprint sets from 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're kind of at the mercy of how much they want to print. That's going to impact this whole year of collecting with all these new sets that have a lot of hype behind them. Prismatic Evolutions. This set is it's gonna be huge. It already is huge. That is a big problem. So that was one of the negative ones. Not having enough product, not having enough stock cards printed. The number two negative reason, this is another negative one, and that would be scalpers. Everybody gets so hyped up, so mad, so furious at all the scalpers. You're buying this here, you're going and flipping it there. Scalpers are scum. Like people say all these really negative, bad things. You know, I get it. Like it's really not good. It's really bad for collecting. If you want to be a normal collector, you're going to have to end up paying 3 times, 4 times, 5 times retail just to get your hands on something when it first comes out. And I just think that's ridiculous. So let's take a look right now. What are scalpers actually doing to prices? Prismatic Evolutions. It comes out this week. Let's look at the prices. I start laughing already. Guys, an Elite Trainer box is $400 from the Pokemon Center exclusive one. A regular one is $147. This is pre-release right now. These are prices, but those prices aren't going to really drop significantly. Like honestly, they're gonna stay up for a little bit. Booster bundles, you're gonna pay $93 for a booster bundle if you want one of those. I don't know. This is ridiculous, crazy. But you might say, hey, but this is a pre-sale. Yeah, well, let me show you a set that isn't a pre-sale. This is Surging Sparks. I had no idea that a Pokemon Center exclusive Surging Sparks Elite Trainer box is $150. What? Bro. Oh my gosh. And then a regular ETB, you're going to spend 78 bucks. Guys, this literally, I'm not kidding, is exactly how Shining Fates was in 2021. The prices were almost mirrored, $78, $80, $90. I paid a little bit extra for some ETBs. I remember. This aspect of it is the same, like the new products, and I just can't believe this. We're literally went back in time and we transported ourselves back in 2021. I spent way too much time going from store to store to store to try to get my hands on products so I can make content, just so that I can get cards to collect with my boys. Like, we used to go and just get so sad when the shelves would be empty for like months at a time. It felt like we were looking all the time. We were always just hunting for Pokemon cards. And then the Pokemon company just printed like crazy. The shelves were full for probably like a year to 2 years, it seemed like. Let me show you another video. This is in 2021. This is what it was like trying to buy cards at Target. Scalpers were all over Pokemon. You could not buy anything. It just literally would fly off the shelves. Let's take a look just really quick at what it was kind of like. Now, literally, they had ropes up in the card aisle. They had employees observing what you were buying, and they even had product limits. Let's go. Let me show you. They were limiting to 2 of each item per customer. That is really what it got to at that point. Like, you couldn't just go in and clear the shelves out. There was even one time when they had that rope up and the vendor was there and they had just finished restocking. A bunch of people just slid under the rope and they all just started grabbing everything. It was crazy. And that is just the reality of when things get scarce, people start scalping and you run into this huge problem. We can't control scalping as much as you want to, as much as you want to be angry at these people. You know, you want to stop them from doing it by buying everything. In reality, that's not your job. It's the store's job to kind of maintain that. Pokemon should put out some kind of like, you know, rules and things for stores. Honestly, the best thing that you can do to combat the scalping problem, don't buy these products that are 5, 6, 7 times retail. You just have to be patient. Honestly, they're going to lower the price. If you wait, you're going to find these things cheap. Yeah, you might not be able to open as many Elite Trainer boxes, but the whole idea of just buying these things hoping that they're going to be worth a lot of money, I don't think that's a good strategy right now. I feel like you should just be patient, be grateful if you can find some product. If you're able to get a little bit extra, you know, sell it to a friend, sell it online for not scalped, you know, or just maybe the amount that it costs you in gas or whatever. That's something that you can do to kind of combat it a little bit. But honestly, just being respectful, not buying everything, and just, you know, adhering to the product limits and stuff like that, it'll help more people get cards into their hands. And the scalpers eventually will move on to the next thing. They'll get tired of their stuff sitting at $200 a box. They'll lower the price and they'll move on. Okay, so and that leads us straight in the last point that I wanted to talk about. The last factor that's crushing the Pokemon market. The Pokemon market's getting obliterated by this too, and this one is positive. So we're gonna bring it back to the positive, and that would be all of the awesome new collectors and people coming back to the hobby who left for a few years. There are so many new creators making awesome content. I see on TikTok, I see on YouTube, I see all over the place. You guys are awesome, and you're bringing like life and fun to the hobby, and this happened in 2020. If you go back and look on TikTok, there was a huge boom of creators making content. That's when I started, was back in 2020, making content for fun with my kids. I wanted to do this, you know, just for fun as a hobby, and you guys have blessed us so much, and that's what's happening right now. That is a very positive thing, and it's crushing the Pokemon market. Why? Because we're seeing people opening boxes for the first time who've never opened Pokemon packs. They're going out and buying packs. We've got like the Detroit Lions opening packs pre-game or whatever. It's so cool to see all the stuff that's happening, and that's driving people to want to open packs. And that is very similar to 2020, 2021. The Logan Paul craze just ignited Pokemon. It was like fire, like things were flying off the shelves. It was crazy, and that's kind of happening again. And like I said, this is positive. We love this. We want this. The hobby needs this. It keeps it going. We get new collectors. We get more kids collecting. My youngest son, he loves Pokemon, and last year he pulled the Moonbreon. Those are just like the highlights, you know, of collecting. We don't always pull our chase card, but when it happens, it's amazing. Guys, what I want to say is thank you so much for making Pokemon amazing. 2025, there's a lot of gloom and doom in the Pokemon hobby right now, like just around everything. But just remember, there's a brand new set coming out. You should be pumped. Even if you can't find it, there's new cards that you're going to pull, and I know you're going to get them. Things are going to get better, but this is what I can say is that it's going to take probably a year or so, a year and a half. If Pokemon decides to reprint like crazy, we're going to start seeing, you know, some healing within 6 months, 8 months, but it's going to take a while. It's not going to be like tomorrow because we have all this new energy around collecting. All these other factors are going to contribute to the pressure that's happening. But despite all these difficult things right now in the hobby, I think 2025 is going to be amazing with the Journey Together, the trainer Pokemon coming back, the Team Rocket set that we've been hearing about, McDonald's Pokemon set. There's going to be so many amazing things, guys. 2025 is going to be awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of what's going on in the hobby, how you feel about things. And, you know, as always, keep training, keep playing, and we'll see you later. All right? Peace.